And the stream is back. Ta-da-da-ta-ta.
Cool.
Let's see if we see each other. Yep, it should be. It should be. It's coming
Yeah,
up.
we're live.
We're live right now.
Yep.
Perfect. Sorry, guys. A little bit of misfortune there. We are all getting, heated up, and the computer failed. Yeah, OBS.
Yeah. So the idea is to build a secondary formation that could support the whatever other Axis nations list you want to do for late war, and that way you could play some interesting multinational lists, which is always like the more you can put spice in stuff, it usually there's a limit to how much spice you can put in food until it goes bad, but you get the point.
Exactly, yeah.
So what I'd like to look into is and maybe get the guys to join in on this too in the comments and the chat is what kind of stuff would you build if you could have the German Bagration book, but limit yourself to, let's say, the reserve amount of points and plus minus 10, depending on if you really recognize that you need something from the support. If you, let's say, if you want to make some historical force from a campaign or something. What's your like? Because I've been playing around with my with a possible supporting German formation to a Finnish formation, and for roughly 40 points, it was a bit over. I can't remember now correctly. I managed to have a pretty solid Stug formation. And if I throw in the Stugs, supported by Finnish infantry, AT guns, and artillery, it could be a pretty nice. It would be a realistic one, and it could be something that could actually work. Because we know that if you want to keep your Stugs alive, you need infantry supporting them.
Exactly. Soren, we're not actually saying
No, not
about
mixing.
books. It's like allied formations, taking allied formations for Axis forces. And what Lud is saying, and what I think he's talking about, is let's try and find what's the best composition to go together with the Finnish or Romanian or Hungarian force as a core formation, and see what's the best thing to do. And I might say, my dear good friend, the best book we have right now for that is actually the Bagration book for the Germans, because there you have.
Well, it's the only one.
Is the only one, and is the fact that you can take tanks on the formation, so they are a core, and you can integrate infantry and tanks. So what I'm speculating about is that we're gonna have Romanians will be probably bad all over, Hungarians will probably have good and decent armor, but not better than the Germans. And Finns, we know that they are absolutely great for infantry and guns and this crazy stuff, heroes that they use. So,
I'm really expecting for cool cards.
Exactly.
It's easy for me to say. I can pretty much tell you, well, not everything about the Finnish forces in World War II, but quite a lot. I mean the flavors and stuff as a Finn. So I mean, it would have actually been cool if BF would have contacted Finns regarding the cards and the book, because then the input would have been, because they like to have balanced and historical stuff
Yeah.
in the same covers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, you would have had a free source
Actually, I don't think anybody asked Thomas or any German about
about the
how the
German books.
Germans.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
So
But
basically,
that could be a pretty good way of, like, especially if you have. I know there's Battlefront has good contacts throughout Finland
mhm.
to like even historians who play the game,
All
like
right,
actual historians that have released books
all right, all
on the
right.
subject.
So that
So
that
why not reach out to those guys that know the game since V2,
yeah, that could be some
that play the
nice.
game, have played in the tournament scenes?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you have reached out to those
that
guys?
could be a nice place to start mining and picking brains out and talking about how some forces should be played and should be looked upon and things like this. All right, I'm just gonna open forces for us.
Yep.
We have it on the screen right now, and I was just go. I'm gonna go to Bagration and see what we can build from this one, and
Let's To make it easy, let's cap it at 40 points. Like for this example force that
all right.
we do.
Um, what I will go with first of all is reconnaissance company,
Yep.
or no, because they don't have core tanks. I will go with armored company because they have a core tank rule. They are 5 points to start with, but we will be taking this a little bit down, and we're gonna go with a small infantry with like vehicles,
So the five stand.
the 5 cents free
Yeah.
vehicles. Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty smart move.
All right. Then we're gonna have
No
some
Shreks.
no Shreks. We don't need that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take some reconnaissance guys just for the fun,
Hmm.
and then I will try to squeeze in uh, Panzer 470s. What do you say?
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's it's your example in this case.
It's not a good
So
example because I'm missing about 2 points to make it a nice example. So I'm gonna go with 4 Panzer fours
yep.
because the real juicy things are these Stummels that
Mm,
I really want to have in
you
any
have a thing
list.
for them.
Yes, and to this I would probably then apply.
But do you really think that the 89 of the Stubby Stummo is enough for, let's say, fighting Russians? Because you most likely have T-34s, 85s, and upwards coming at you.
Yes, and I will tell you why, and
Okay.
why I think this particular formation is very very good, and I mean why this unit, why this platoon, and you've seen me always talking about it and bragging about it
Mm.
and saying that it's so great and so nice and everybody should use them in their formations and stuff like that, is because it's very very good value for what you're paying for. So you're paying 9 points for 6 guns, yeah, six
Mm.
guns that total 12 shots of 89 with hit. So basically, if I'm hitting Russians at long range, T-34s, it's no problem. They will still drop on ones and twos.
Mm.
So I'm paying 9 points for these guys. You can get one airplane for
Mm.
9 points. And this is one of the reasons why I never take airplanes in my lists.
Yeah.
Because once you need the 4 plus to have your airplane on the table, you get the six
Mm.
guys anyway, no matter what.
Yeah.
Now
True.
they are even 7 points on my list because I've downgraded them to no NCO and NCO shortage. Um, what they do is they give you a very good mobile unit that can fight off small and pesky like stewards,
Yeah.
carriers, like reconnaissance vehicles, and the 3+ firepower makes them absolutely great for destroying even bunker busters, even pack fronts,
Yep.
and guns and any other crazy stuff like that, or even dislodging infantry from buildings, because they are very, very nice, and you benefit for the fact that you can do a shoot and scoot, you can do a blitz. Okay, it's on a 4+ now because I downgraded them, but you still have that option. You still have that option to do a blitz, succeed, fire, do another shoot and scoot, and move another 4 inches towards your enemy, or
Yeah.
back from harm's way, and it's 9 points that will always be good. What this list has right now, and the bad thing about it, is this reconnaissance platoon, these 5 stands of MG32 that it, I'm obliged to take to have the core formation.
Yeah. How would what if just a suggestion, since how about you change the Panzer Grenadiers to armored Panzer Grenadiers to just Panzer Grenadiers. Take away the half tracks. Okay, the Grenadiers have that cool little scout platoon that I put in my Narva list. Yeah, it's like 3 points for 3 stands of K98s. But hey, it's a unit formation that has scouts, and it's 3 stands that you can hide anywhere. Plus, if you end up attacking, it's a cheap way of having spearhead.
Yes.
Where else do you get? Okay, the Russians get spearhead for 3 points or less. But where do you see Germans getting spearhead with 3 points or less?
In an SS book, probably. In an SS book. All right, so Grenadier Company, you're saying, but wasn't this supposed to be together with your Finns, who are most probably gonna be heavy infantry?
Heavy infantry, yeah.
So this is why I opted out to go with armored.
But the Panzer Grenadiers without half tracks, you can still integrate a Panzer units in the formation.
With the Panzer Grenadiers, yes, you
Yep.
can still have a Panzer unit with them, and they look almost the same. I think we will be going about.
And they are a bit cheaper too, since you don't have the half tracks that awkwardly. Because I mean, if as a Finnish player, I would most likely go for defensive anyway.
All right.
Because or then maybe have like a primarily defensive, kind of like eat out, like chew away the attacking enemy and then do the counter attack with an armored force if you still have any, or then you just like kind of like try to chip away at the enemy coming at you.
Exactly. We have Craig in the comments saying that I believe Battlefront intended to change the no NCO card to affect only the infantry platoons. Expect the beef soon. Whoa. Yeah.
Suits me.
That will be pretty sucky. They will have to change the Greyhound also, the Greyhound card. That will be even more sucky because we already have like people who won tournaments with those Greyhound cards and stuff like that. But I don't know what to say, Craig. I think the no NCO card, it's pretty good and it's pretty decent. I agree that Battlefront has a very big issue with the card system, with the fact that they have to specify on each card who gets what and what happens to what. I mean, everybody knows the beef that everybody has. I mean, I'm currently having also, again, a lot of issues with Battlefront, and they might get sick and tired of me soon. This Ludwig Windgruber, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, although I think I'm butchering his name. It says on the card that the unit leader, it's always armed with a Panzerfaust in addition to the limited one, so basically you have two Panzerfausts on the formation. And the unit hits on a 2+ in assault and counterattacks on a 3+. This can be taken on a grenadier platoon, where I will show you guys my list actually,
But
because
Theo, do you know why it's so awesome as a card? It's a Ludwig, of course. I mean, they're awesome. So
I was very much sure that you're about to say that, and I agree with you. Ludwigs can be very, very scary. Let me take. So this list is one of the lists that I prepared for Christian, and I was going to have a list battle with him, but I'm just gonna show it to you guys. I hope this is it. Yeah, it's with Gruber and Kastner and Jager Company and Packfront. So the thing is with this card, with Windgruber, I'm gonna break my tongue saying this. The unit hits on a 2+. What happens to the 2 Panzerschreck I just added in to this? Will they hit on a 2+, as the card is clearly saying that the entire unit, it doesn't say MG or rifle MG teams will hit on 2+. It doesn't say that. They could have Ludwig trait, yeah. They could have said that. It could have said, they could have said rifle MG teams hit on a 2+. Very nice. Panzerschreck, they're still hitting on a 4+. Everybody's happy. Everybody's content with this. But they're saying the unit hits on a 2+ in assault. Panzerschreck are core of this unit, yeah, are integrated in this unit. They usually hit on a 4+. They add a +1 for the fact they are on a small base. This is how it used to be on 3.5, I think, but I think it's also on version 4 manual. I haven't checked it yet because so many, people
I can't remember now.
disagreeing things like this. But I'm saying, okay, maybe they don't hit on a 2+, because this card will be so overpowered for these Panzerschrecks. Because you have 2 Panzerfausts and 2 Panzerschrecks hitting on 2+ in assaults. Hello, the Russian RPG finally found its mate, because everybody is saying that the Russian RPGs are absolutely overpowered. For 1 point, you get 2 bazookas, basically.
Yeah.
That hit on a 2+. There you go.
Well, I mean, hey.
There you go. If they can do it,
I need to go and rebuild my my Estonian list.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I beefed them with a shit ton of AT.
There you go. So Windgruber, it's actually it's a very nice hero, and I'm so.
How many points was he?
He's 4 points. He's just on
like
von Zauken. So basically,
I'll take off the so-called extra 2 centimeter AA I put in just because I needed to fill points.
Okay, so Soran is very decently pointing out to me that Phil said in a couple of times that it's not changing the weapon stats.
Weapon stats, yeah.
We're not talking about, we're saying the unit, my friend. It's the unit. The unit also contains the weapons. This is how I mean, I've done my studies. I've been to universities. I've learned, logical.
You don't need a uni degree for that. But
yeah.
Okay, maybe. Okay, it doesn't apply to Shreks, according to Andre. So.
Yeah, it's me. I think it's my Facebook account that you're talking about.
Okay.
Fighting with Phil. I also agree with Soren. Soren, very nice. If Phil decides, okay, weapons don't change things like this, then make the mortar in my armored. So there is this upgrade that you can take for the Americans that changes. So they become confident, something like this, and they lose, and they become 4 plus or something like this to hit not 3 plus, but they lose the what is it called, the perk that makes them rally on a 3 plus.
On Americans, hold on. Yankee Ingenuity was the tactics one.
Taxi, yes. Something with blood, I think. Blood and guts, maybe.
Yeah, Blood and Guts. Let me check.
Yeah.
No, that was a German book.
So basically, there is actually in Lessons from the Front, there is stating there that you don't change that. And okay, Soren is saying that the Shrek line says +4 and it stays that way.
Blood and Guts.
All right, blood and guts. So, I don't know what to say. I don't know, Soren. You might be right. You might be right because it says there that it's a 4 plus, and that's how it should be, and it's written on the card. So they always hit on a 4 plus, no matter what. All right, that's okay. That's okay. And how is the Faust Panzerfaust hitting on? Is it anything specified there? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, any guys that hit on a 2 plus is nice anyway.
Yeah.
If they assault, because I mean, yeah.
In assault, but imagine Panzerschrecks hitting on a 2 plus. That would be absolutely
okay,
brutal.
But we discussed the Shreks already. That's not gonna happen. So it's a 4 plus anyway. But the Fausts, that could be pretty cool because they hit harder anyway.
Yeah, they hit harder anyway. And yes, it says assaults 4 plus. All right. From this perspective, guys, I agree with you. Yep, no fight. There you go. It says here absolutely clear. They hit assault 4 plus. That's it. Even HMGs, even Panzerschrecks, anything else, they hit on a 4 plus. No matter what.
Yeah,
clear.
So the Faust will be a 2 plus. That's awesome.
The Faust is a 2 plus. Yes, the Faust is a 2 plus.
That's awesome.
I still have a grudge against the wording in that the unit hits on a 2 plus, because you could also argue that on this card they say that it's a veteran skill 3 plus. You could argue with that. I mean, it says here that the Shrek hits on a 4 plus, but also here it says that the skill is veteran 3 plus. You could argue with this. I mean, if we are saying we're going to look on the card and we're going to say what it's saying there, they're going to hit how it says and stuff like this, the wording on that card is very, very much unclear. And you will be shocked about what is going to come with future books. And I think the more books we're going to have, the more combinations we'll be able to make. These issues will be even deeper, and people will be like very much confused. I mean, I like the fact that they changed the skill, the motivation, and hit on rating compared to what it was to be only 2 stats so only motivation and skill. Yeah, we used to have this in version 3. I'm okay with this changing, but how these cards and the phrasing on these cards and everything, it seems it is confusing. It is confusing.
I'm just gonna answer a few. Soren, you're right. They could have been written a bit better. And yeah, Craig, they absolutely need someone to do better QAs for them. Because my God, if I would deliver stuff that they've written to a client, I'd be fired in 5 minutes.
Exactly. And we also had that Spielverband card that everybody talked about when they launched the book, the blocking unit. You could apply it, you cannot apply it. You could take one, you cannot take one. It was like, oh my God, what a mess, what a mess. Yeah, Soren, I definitely could possibly agree with Phil. If all right, it says Assault 4 Plus, you cannot change that no matter what. All right.
Just have it on the card.
It is on the card, but have it also on the command card, or
Yeah, that's what I mean. Have it on the command card.
or have it like an asterisk. It doesn't change weapons for dummies like me. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the list. This is how my Night Jäger attacking list infantry looks like. Basically, it's a formation of Panzer Grenadiers, two platoons.
That's Grenadiers.
Grenadiers, sorry. Two platoons packed with Panzerschrecks, HMGs, heavy machine guns, just for the unfortunate moment you're going to have to defend, because it happens. Then 12 centimeters mortars, because this is a way to get artillery.
The firepower is really good.
Yeah, the firepower is really good, but you could change this. I totally agree with people who I played against. You could drop one of the Panzerschrecks from one of these platoons, because it's just one platoon that will have Windgruber with them. You can drop this and take the Wests, because you can have smoke, and smoke is really nice. And then you have the Scout platoon, which I take with SMGs and with Panzerfaust. I mean, I buff them as much as possible, because this is one of my assaulting units, actually, because you're playing by night. You're using the Jäger Company rule, which allows you to travel 10 inches tactical terrain dash, yeah?
Yep.
And during night you can only do terrain dash, yeah?
Yep.
Basically this combo, I think whoever made these cards had this in mind. For the unit to assault with. I haven't seen it on.
Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Wayne. I haven't seen it on any Battlefront posts yet, and I haven't seen it on any other websites and with all those fancy guys from No Dice, No Glory or Breakthrough Assault analyzing this. But I played with it. Of course, I played with Shreks hitting on a 2+, which was absolutely overpowered. I mean, I melted down ISs and Tigers, and yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have Shreks hitting on a 2+, doesn't that surprise anyone?
Exactly.
But okay, now we know it. You shouldn't have played it. But I'm still gonna say that Panzerfausts hitting on a 2+, that's gonna be melting stuff away as well.
Exactly, and you have two Panzerfausts. You have one on your command who's always going to be alive because he jumps, and then you have one on one of the other guys, and you just go in with two Panzerfausts. Boof! There you go, my friend. I mean, I played against a guy. I mean, all right. The only issue with this list is that you cannot take it to tournaments, because if the guy you're playing against doesn't have like spit dropping from his mouth, yeah, he will definitely pick maneuver and not defend.
Yeah,
because having maneuver will just neglect. I mean, it will break the way this list could assault at night. And I think this is another issue. I mean, okay, you give me the possibility to take a card to make this list being able to assault.
But you need to remember, Flames of War isn't made primarily thinking about us who go to tournaments. So
especially for this reason, they should consider the way they're messing up formation building. For this simple reason, they should consider. We're gonna talk to Joe's who are gonna buy a box of tanks, and they're gonna assemble it, and then there might roll a dice or not, But for us guys, I mean, okay, not 1 point, but make it 4 points. and just say if this force is the attacker, they can choose to attack by night.
Mm.
You know?
Yep.
I know the British also have the same rule with their night attack.
Yeah, but the Brits have it as a national trait, don't they?
Yes, but I think it's still the same. I mean, is it just is it when they are attacking force they can choose to attack by night, or when the opponent has minefields they can choose?
When the opponent has minefields, the British player can always declare night.
Right. So basically, it's the same thing as with this
Yep.
card. So their national trait is worth 1 point.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, because shooting scoot definitely worth much more. And some people will say, oh, well, they have mic target also. And then I'm going to say, who knows what mic target does?
Yeah, that's.
What does it do now?
What do you mean now? If you mean night,
No, no,
or
no.
what do
No,
you
mic
like in general?
what is the mic? Yeah, mic target.
So you can range in a second piece of artillery on the same thing.
So you need the
That you
spotter
just.
for that.
Yeah, but I mean no, because you can. Basically, the idea is that you can use the same point.
All
You
right.
just you just like
You
need to
range in
pass
with
it.
you range
Yeah,
in with one piece, and then with the
yeah,
other one you can.
yeah. You need to do the range in test, sure,
Yeah,
which is one harder.
yeah.
But you do not need to have another spotter for them. It's the same. They basically, it's like passing a note to the artillery unit next by with hit these coordinates. Okay, so they're just gonna set up the
But
guns for it and
they're
go.
gonna hit it worse because they're.
Uh,
It's good that the British player has only one good valid artillery that he can take, and
25-pounder.
no, the Avres. The Avre is the only good artillery piece that, and the
I
chemical
gotta say, I'm a
mortars.
bit, I gotta say, I'm a bit disappointed about the Avrays, because
Really?
I've had massive issues getting them to the target alive.
Yeah,
But then again, I gotta admit, the few games I've had during this awkward period we live in,
Mhm.
I've been rolling really bad dice. I mean, I've been rolling so bad. It's amazing. It doesn't matter which dice I use. It's just yeah.
The rolls are still there and are bad. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
yeah, there's
sorry.
something like
I'm sorry. All right, and this list then has a pack front with 88s because they're cheesy. Why not? And an elephant because I can. You
hmm,
know, and it's it's a good list once you have it working. When it's not working, it's a crappy list. It's not, I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't suck that much. I mean, you could still defend, and if you are a capable player, you could actually put some, pressure on your opponent. I even thought about reserves and how the reserves would look. So basically, I have about 33 points, and then I'm gonna take the 9 points grenadier, and I'm gonna have them, you know, mumbling around. But yeah, it's not a great force to
Hmm.
oppose anything. So if it's attacking by night, which is very unlikely in tournaments, it will work. All right, so it's been a while. It's 33 minutes from when we stopped, and there were about 30 minutes back then already.
Should we leave something for next time then?
Yeah, I think
'Cause I
so.
mean, it's gonna be a while till the Axis and Allies book comes out. So maybe we should drop it on a cliffhanger now.
We should drop it. You think we should
Yeah,
drop it? All right, all right. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree
And
with you.
since we don't have any anecdote from Christian, I would just say, I mean, wish everybody a good evening, good rest of the week. Uh, Stay safe. If you can, play a game.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, this weekend I don't think I have time for a game.
Hmm.
I'm I've got how would I say, I need to go and do a 25K ruck march.
Hmm.
So on Saturday, and if the weather permits, I'm gonna extend it to a Sunday 25 back.
Nice.
But if the weather is bad, I'm just gonna do a 25 on the Saturday and just take it easy
And chill for the
on
Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah, and maybe do some modeling, hopefully, because my overtime holiday starts kind of like starts on Friday. Okay,
Nice.
on Monday, of course. So yeah, I might have some time, and I need to work on the secret project, which should be unveiled next week on the Brush Beast painting competition Facebook site.
Nice, nice.
So
Let's check it out for next week and see how it goes
yeah,
there. And I'm really looking forward to what you ended up with. You know, guys, this guy here, he's like, I started with this guy, and he didn't show me anything. He's like, no, it's secret.
I can't show anything on it. So,
Right, it's perfect.
but
It's
it's
perfectly.
pretty cool. It's right there beside me, and it's got a ton of cool details. It survived one Flames of War award dropping from the wall on it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was terrible, but luckily, I mean, minimal damage, and I managed to fix it up so that nobody sees anything.
all
But yeah,
right.
I was this close from going like, yeah, fuck it. But yeah, luckily the damage was minimal,
All
and
right.
yeah, and to be honest, I can't wait to get rid of it because I've been working on it for so long,
All right.
and yeah, I want to get into other stuff now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking
So
forward to what you created there, and I'm looking forward to see everybody
yeah,
coming up with things,
and
new
then we need to
things.
discuss the 3D printer.
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to do that, and you need to show us how it works. I think this will be a breaking point. Everybody's in.
How it works, that would be like a 6 to 9 hour episode, which would be really boring.
All right, then be sure to start the modeling 6 hours before the live streaming, and then
So
we do.
so you just want to see well, I mean, I can show you. I sent you the picture, but
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
mean, I printed this. Okay, the scale was I kind of screwed up the scale. I need
Hmm.
to reprint it, but the idea is to have a
Sandbag and
the Nam the Vietnam version of Flames of War has you can basically have off table artillery,
hmm.
and since the guys that I play Nam with were all kind of like super into the how would I say make it look cool, we make the game look cool. So basically, we decided to do this big fire base off map, like that. Let's say you have the army tray, so then you would have this off-map artillery tray that is a fire base where you have all the off-map artillery and maybe 2, 3 helicopters waiting on insertions. So yeah, I printed this gun pit, and I mean, for a what it took 9 hours, I think, for this small piece.
Hmm.
But I gotta say, it's pretty crisp. I can, I have none or very minimal layering that you see on STL printers pretty clearly. Very minimal layering. The details are good, and yeah, no warping except for the middle. You can't see it, but there's these metal metal things that they would put underneath the gun so that the gun wouldn't like dig itself in the ground with each shot. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. I printed some like MG bunker halves, the lower half as well. These are better scale, so this is actually the size of a medium-sized Flames of War base. So basically, what I would do is I put an M60 team in it, and I just cover it like this, and you have a you have an MG pit.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's
But
really
yeah,
good. That's really cool, and we
I'm
should
waiting
see it.
to. I've found a ton of stuff to print on Thingiverse. Not I've not run out of resin yet. So as soon as I have inspiration to fire it up again, I'm definitely gonna do it. So
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And I'm really looking forward to see results and maybe some models. Also, I might be getting my order from Battlefront, hopefully,
ooh,
which is pretty interesting. I have the flat panzers with the Hetzer box, some Shermans because Americans are on the way at a point,
mm,
and many more stuff that we're all going to talk about in the next episode. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for staying with us. I promise you next time I will keep myself from talking about Battlefront failing in rules and stuff like this because it took a lot of this episode and I don't want to talk about it anymore. They are a big company, they can take care of this. They have FAQs, but if people get frustrated and drop off playing, it's not my fault. I tried my best. I tried to explain to everybody why some things don't work, and it's not just me. It's everybody in the community. Soren, everybody on Facebook saying, "Hey, this is broken. This is broken." And if they want to listen to us, I'm happy. If they don't want to listen to us, they're a big company. I invested a lot of time and money into one of their hobbies. I'm totally, totally, not regretting anything because I've met great people, a great community. I've learned new things. I learned how to play a game, and I learned how to be a better human at a point when interacting with others in a competitional like environment. I never been to Olympics or international, you know, uh, games, stuff like this, other than the ATC. So that was a nice convention to attend. It was a very nice event to go to, and very, very nice feeling after a game with a fellow from New Zealand or from England or from whatever place, and shaking that guy's hand and saying thank you for the game, and we all left happy and drink beer after that.
yeah,
Thank you.
and then a few hours later, dinner and more
Exactly.
drinks.
Exactly, and more drinks. Thank you guys. See you guys next episode.